Well, as the war in Iran intensifies, broadcasting the gospel to the Iranian people is now more important than ever. CBN's Heart for Iran ministry has been doing that for 20 years through satellite television, webcasts, phone centers. And Edwin Abnos is the executive director of Heart for Iran and joins us now to talk about the ministry and what it's doing to respond to this war. So tell us, what are you hearing today out of Iran?
Well, certainly, after 4 decades of sanctions over Iran, there are a lot of economic pressure. Well, those who are in power, the authoritarian regime, the dictatorship, and their network, they're getting richer. But the vulnerable group, they're feeling it. So there's a lot of pressure economically, a lot of pressure politically, a lot of pressure socially, and people are desperate. And when they're in trauma situation, they're traumatized. Sometimes they lose hope. But the good thing is Iranians outside of the country in diaspora, they're standing next to it. And all these gathering and assemblies and the leading of the Reza Pahlavi that is promising, they're going to be standing next to Iranian people. That is infusing some sort of a hope to Iranian. And also, most definitely, United States and Israel getting involved and hitting those military places and facilities. That gives a new opportunity for Iranians to experience a free Iran. So they're hopeful. They're fatigued, they're tired, but they're hopeful.
You mentioned that the elite are getting rich.
Yes.
And it was amazing to me to see an article in a UK paper about the number of houses that, I mean, these are mansions.
Yes.
These are full estates that were owned by the Ayatollah and his family. His son was in residence in one of them. That's an untold story.
Yes.
Have they been getting money out of that country for decades and establishing either Swiss bank accounts or property holdings around the world?
Absolutely. That has been one of their jobs, to diversify their portfolio and take it outside of the country and make sure it is safe. And yeah, they say death to America. But they have many properties in America, dead to the Western world. But their kids are in Canada and United States. They have mansions, as you mentioned. So they have property, they have money everywhere. And one of the things that Iranians outside of the country are actively pursuing is to make sure the government, the Western governments, know that these people, these families of these dictatorship regime, their money is not their effort. This is not their making. This is the Iranians' people, wealth and money that has come out of the country.
You know, just the lawyer in me says there ought to be some kind of lawsuit on behalf of the people that have been killed to recover those assets for those families. I mean, it seems to be an old story where dictators salt away money outside of the country as sort of a nest egg. If things go bad, they can leave. Have the families of the elite already left Iran?
It seems like there were some telephone calls and the conversation, audio recording leaked out that a lot of them were planning to get out. And as a matter of fact, I listened to another leaked audio, or it was a telephone conversation to a news channel, Iranian news channel, saying that my dad is one of those that killing a lot of people, and they're getting the money, they're getting ready to get out of the country. So they're planning this. So yeah, people are getting out of the country, and it's happening.
All right, well, let's talk about the Christians.
Yes.
What are you doing to support the Christians that are still in the country?
What we do what exactly has been fruitful for us. So we preach the gospel. That is our great commission. We preach the gospel and make sure they hear the gospel. And especially when they are in an economic and in a social pressure and all political situation, and now war has broken out. And when war comes, devastation follows. People are desperate. So they're traumatized. They are looking for some sort of an answer. Their identity is in a situation that they cannot cling to it anymore. Their faith is under question. So we are ready not only to preach the gospel, but we're ready to be able to answer the questions and to be able to be a shoulder for their cries anytime they call in, and then help them to recover. Iranians have this shame and honor culture. It is very difficult for them when they are through trauma and they're facing challenges to share with someone who knows them. But they can call us anonymously and share their issues, their problems, and we're there to help them out. And this is what we do the best, and we've learned to do it. But definitely, the more things are coming up. And Iran, if Iran opens up or the refugees get out of the country, we should be next to them and help them in any way we can.
How are the prayer centers changing in light of the war? Is the messaging changing? Is the prayer changing? Are the calls changing?
A lot of, you won't believe, most of the calls that are coming are based on the trauma. And the trauma is not just because of the war is happening right now. This is 5 decades of oppression over the country, over the people. And people are tired, they're exhausted, they're damaged in any way possible, politically, as I said, socially. So most of our calls is about trauma. And one of the things we want to make sure we address their needs and to be able to be help to them, we train our agents as well. They need to understand how to take care of someone who goes through this specific situation, especially with the Iranian coming with this very different context that they don't easily share their pain.
We just had an interview with Drew Friedrich about Operation Blessing. What's Heart for Iran going to do to support Operation Blessing, either in Armenia or, Lord willing, ultimately inside Iran?
Yes. Well, definitely we want to expand what we do right now. The preaching the gospel, we need to be able to put more content and relevant content that addresses the issues that is raising up right now. We want to make sure that our discipleship system is in place and is aligned with the situation in the country. We want to make sure all that the capacity is in place. We're going to be facing a new Iran. But at the same time, I think our goal is going to be a complementarian goal. We're going to complement what the Operation Blessing is doing. We need to take care of one of the things, Gordon, Christians have always been known for is anytime there's a calamity, anytime there has been a disease, anytime there was a challenge in a nation, Christians were the first ones getting in and helping. One of the things that is happening in Iran, even though we talk about the spiritual hunger, but they distrust on organized religion. And sometimes Christianity come across as another alternative that they want to put in front of the Iranians, and that's going to be another dictatorship. So we want to gain their trust. We want to be there, hear their pains, help them to get their needs, and in midst of helping their physical needs, their spiritual needs, we want to make sure the gospel is also preached. So that is a very complementary effort. And once Iran opens, and that is one of my biggest hopes and dreams, we'll be able to get into the country. A lot of churches inside the country will join us. A lot of Christians and ministers and missionaries that want to be part of this great movement. And I'm sure Iran, we're going to provide a center for them to be able to get involved in the ministry.
Well, I've heard that story again and again in Muslim nations. After the tsunami in Indonesia, Operation Blessing was on the ground, and the local Muslims were saying, why are the Christians responding and our Muslim brothers are not? We're not getting anything from the wealthy Muslim nations. It's the Christians that are coming in. I heard it in Turkey after the earthquake. Where is the relief? It seems like it's only the Christians. I heard it in Morocco. And it's such a signature that Christians care and Christians have compassion for those who have need. When disasters strike, we strike back with love and compassion.
When exactly the same thing happened, and I have a story to tell about the same thing in Turkey when Operation Blessing was there to help out, and one of our staff accompanied Operation Blessing, and then what he did, this guy hugged them, cried with them, and started communicating and talk to them. And then we provided help, right, in any spiritual and also physical, medical, food. And they said, our government, a Muslim government, they are not helping us. Those who are called brothers, Muslim brothers, they're not taking care of us. But you infidels, you kafirs, you who are not the same fate of us, you're staying here, spending time with us, you cry with us, and you provide all this help. This is the God we want. And this is a true story that happened, and they reported back to me. And that is what the Christianity is, to be there in the midst of calamity, preach the gospel and love them.
All right. Well, we're there in your name if you're a member of the 700 Club. If you're not a member, and if you want to give a designated gift to Heart for Iran, it's real simple. You can call 1-800-700-7000. You can also go to cbn.com/Iran. Now more than ever, we need the gospel to go forth throughout Iran, throughout the entire Middle East. Now is a crucial time. For such a time as this, we can see something we've been praying for decades. Christians have been praying for centuries. Let's see it come to pass. Wouldn't it be great to see a Christian minority become a majority? Wouldn't that be awesome? That would be a game changer for the entire Middle East. If you want to be a part of preaching the gospel to Iran, call us and say, I want to give to Heart for Iran. Again, you can go to our website, cbn.com/Iran. Do it right now. 1-800-700-7000.